Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Martin. I'm filming this in my storage unit tonight being Wednesday night, new comic book day. I went down to my local comic book shop today, this afternoon. I went to All Star Comics in Melbourne, 53 Queen Street in Melbourne, and I picked up a bunch of stuff. So last week, there was no shipment due to some delays from Diamond, and there was one book in. So I got last week's shipment and then this week's shipment. So what I've done is I've put them in order of what I want to read last, and what I'm going to end with is the stuff I want to read like tonight. So the first one I want to show off is a facsimile edition of Brave and the Bold. This is issue 30. DC have just been bringing out a whole lot of Justice League reprints lately, and every time they come out, I snap them up. I recently did a video about the facsimile editions because I don't read them all that often, and I'm kind of stockpiling them. So this is going to go in that stockpile to be read at a later date, as is this one. Now, I was very excited to get this because I don't own Daredevil #1. I wish I did. It's one of those grails that I really wish I had, but for the moment, this is going to have to be it. I will say also that I did watch the first two episodes of Born Again, and I did enjoy it. The next episode's on Disney Plus right now, and I should be at home watching it. But I'm here tonight doing this. Next up, we have Fantastic Four issue 29, part of the One World Under Doom. And yes, this is at the bottom of my pile. I don't want to read this. The Fantastic Four has just been dull and bland and boring under Ryan North. I know people love him. I know people enjoy his stories, but it's just not for me. And I just don't think that Ryan North is a good fit for the Fantastic Four. But I have to also say, I'm an eternal optimist. I hope he can bring out a story that I actually enjoy. But yeah, anyway, that's Fantastic Four issue 29. Next up, we have Hell Hunters issue 3, and this really kicked off with a big bang. And then there was a bit of a gap, and then the second issue came out, which was pretty good. But we have issue 3. I think this is maybe a 4-part, maybe even a 6-part series, but I cannot remember. But it is a fun read. It's not one that's sitting in my brain, getting a lot of traction. Now, next up we have Shazam issue 21. This is the final issue of the series. This is by Josie Campbell and I think David McDade. I think it's David. Dan McDade. But yeah, this is the last issue of the series. And this is a series that I'm really surprised it went this long. I think Josie Campbell took over with like issue 10. And then, yeah, ran with it for 11 issues, and it's been fun, but it has really felt like it was on its last legs. And this is its last legs. So there we go. Next up, we have Women of Marvel She-Devils. This is a one-shot, and I wanted to get this purely because it has Shana the She-Devil in it, and Shana is a redhead. But for some reason, Marvel have decided to make her into a blonde. Yeah, I don't know where you get hair dye in the Stage Land, but she obviously did. But that one little nugget of why is she a blonde? It's caused me to buy this, so I'm gonna take it home and hopefully I get a kick out of it. It's not really something I gravitate towards, but yeah, Shana the She-Devil, yeah, we'll see. Now, the next issue we have is Blade Red Band issue 5, and there's no need for this series to be in a plastic sleeve. It's purely a marketing ploy. As you can see, I've taken this home, I've taken it out of the plastic sleeve, and then I've come down here and I'm gonna read this and enjoy it. It looks like a bit of a funky cover. It looks like Blade's at the dentist. The dentist. So yeah, we'll see. Now, next up we have Rick and Morty Spring Breakout. I think this is a one-shot, but the main reason I bought this is because the artist here, Dean Rankin. So Dean Rankin is a local guy to Melbourne. He did a lot of Simpsons comics, and he's done a few Rick and Morty's. Here is his story that he's drawn. It's the first cap off the rank, and yeah, Dean announced this on his Facebook page, and it was an immediate pre-order for me. Actually, sorry, this is a Dean Rankin cover. I just noticed it says, whoop, cover A by Dean Rankin, and it's a, yeah, there you go. That's his cover there, and it's looking pretty good. If you're a Dean Rankin fan, I'll just show you very quickly. I don't think I'm going to be giving any spoilers away there, but yeah, Dean has a very, very fun, dark sense of humor. He's a tip-top guy. I know whenever I read a Dean Rankin story, it's going to tickle the funny bone. So yeah, this was an immediate pickup for me. Next up, we have Cruel Universe issue 3, and this is an Adam Polina cover. I didn't know that Adam was still doing comic book work, but here's a cover by him, so that's pretty cool if you're an Adam Polina fan such as myself. Yeah, you might want to pick this up. I've flipped through this and I can't see anything to say if there's another issue. I think this might be the final go round for the Cruel. Did I say Cruel Universe? I mean Cruel Kingdom. Sorry. This might be the final issue of Cruel Kingdom. Look, it's been a fun read. The second issue had a really fun story in there, so it'll be a bit disappointing if it is the final issue. But we'll press on. We have JSA issue 5, and this is by Jeff Lemire. This series really feels like each issue is a one and done story, but it's telling an overarching story. So it's a little bit skew if. Look, it's fun if you're a JSA fan, which I am, but they are really playing up the legacy heroes. So the granddaughters and the grandsons of the original JSA, which, you know, it's a little bit disappointing for me because I want to read a JSA comic about the JSA members, but I'll take it because it is a good read, and I am enjoying it. I just wish it concentrated more on the old guys and not so much their offspring. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Night Watcher with what's her name? Jenica in an armored suit. I don't know why she's in an armored suit, but yeah, it's just another issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think there's like 4 going on at the moment, and this is just one of them. It's a bit of a slow burn. There is stuff to enjoy about it, but it's a little bit few and far between. I wish they'd just kind of hurry up the story. That's just me, though. Next up, we have issue 11 of Sam and Twitch Case Files. Now, I'm not asking you to buy this, but this series has a place in my heart because many years ago, when I was just discovering Bendis, he was writing the Sam and Twitch comic book for Image, and I kind of gravitated towards it. I thought it was great, and I ran with it until it finished, and then they continue on with another series, and then they've brought this one out, and they've promised that this series is going to be $2.99 per issue, and in this day and age, that is a godsend. Image, you are legends. Thank you so much for finding a way to bring out a comic book that's $2.99 per issue. I wish Marvel and DC would do it because, my God, sales would go, hopefully, through the roof. That's just my prediction, but don't take financial advice from me. I'm just a guy. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures issue 22, and this is a baseball comic, obviously with the Turtles and Casey Jones, and it's reminiscent of the cartoon from the 90s. I said it last time with issue 21, I can't believe this series continues to be brought out. Obviously, it's selling well to continue for so long. I have looked at the previews for issue 23, and it's James Bond-esque. So that should be fun. I will look forward to reading this, maybe tonight. Next up, we have Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu issue 6. And the previous issue was a bit of a punch-on issue, and Moon Knight realized that he was punching on with an Asgardian, so not a god, but someone from Asgard, and this guy beat the snot out of him. It was a fun read. This series, when it has a time to breathe and bring out what you love about Moon Knight, it can really be a fun series. So I'm glad to have this on my standing order. I'm just happy that Marvel have kind of they've leveled the playing field when it comes to Moon Knight. There's not like 3 different series coming out of Moon Knight. You just have the one, because that's really all you need. So yeah, Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu issue 6. Now, if you have read any DC comics in the last couple of weeks, you'll have seen a preview for this. I had to ask All Star to get in a second copy for me because they didn't have any on the shelves, and they had to order it in. I saw the ad in the back of like, I think it was The Flash or something like that, and I saw this cover and I was like, this is an insane cover. This looks fantastic. And look, honestly, it was just a little picture preview. I said, I've got to get this. This just looks great. I don't know what the interior is like. I've got no idea. But yeah, this cover, it was just simply a cover buy. But what do you think of this cover? Am I making too much of this? Maybe I am. But sometimes cover buys, they're just there because they're cover buys. Next up, we have Doctor Strange of Asgard, issue 1. So the previous series of Doctor Strange ended with him losing his Sorcerer Supreme status. Doctor Doom's now the Sorcerer Supreme. And I think it was a mistake by Marvel to stop the series at that time, because things finally got interesting. Not that they weren't interesting prior to that, but there was a real kick in the bum for Doctor Strange. And they just went, you know what? We're just going to stop it here, and Doctor Strange is going to go do something else. But when this was announced, it was an instant pre-order for me. I'm not a huge fan of Asgard, particularly with Loki. I find Loki to be very annoying, but I'm taking a chance with this, and I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy it. But we will see. So I've got a handful more to go, so thank you for sticking with me. The next one we have is the Herculoids by Dynamite, and issue 1, just a really cool cover. I'm not overly familiar with the Herculoids. I did flick through this at All Star, and the artwork is very cartoony, which is apt because this was an old cartoon. I want to take a chance with this. I'm looking forward to reading this. This might actually go on the top of my pile and be the first thing I read, just because the cover itself really intrigues me. But yeah, again, I'm not familiar with the Herculoids. No idea. If you are a fan and you want to regale me with how cool the Herculoids are, please put down in the comments down below what you think, because I do read everything. I do appreciate it. Next up, we have Usagi Yojimbo, 10,000 Plums, part 1 of 5, or issue 280 in the legacy numbering. I'll say it every single time I get a Usagi book, it's always gold. I love Stan Sakai's style, his writing style, his art style. I love that he's taken what can be a cutesy-wootsy kind of character and then have so much death, so much violence, and then so much history packed into this series. It's just, for me, yeah, I just love this so much. So yeah, that's Usagi Yojimbo. Now, last week I bought issues 1 and 2, and this is issue 3 of Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk. And, oh, man, okay. So Frank Thierry is writing this story, and it is at the offset of when New York took off, and there was like 5 gangs in New York, all vying for power, and he's thrown in Sabretooth, and to a lesser extent he's thrown in Wolverine, and it is perfect. It's such a great read. it's just the right mixture of history and action and violence, and it moves along at a really fast pace. I am so happy that I picked up issues 1 and 2 and read them, because I knew issue 3 was coming out this week, or was it last week? It could have been last week. Anyway, I've read issues 1 and 2. I love it. I can't wait to read this one. Yeah, if you want to read just an action-packed, violent, fun story with Wolverine and Sabretooth, track these down. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. So 3 more to go. So thank you for sticking with me. Next up, Red Hulk issue 1. I did not know that I had pre-ordered this, and this book hit the hot lists last week because it's not Thaddeus Ross as the Hulk. It's someone new, and I found out about it hitting the hot list, and I was sitting at home thinking, did I order this or did I not? I cannot remember. And then when I opened this up, when I opened up the packaging when I got home, I realized this was in there, and I was like, yes, yes, fun. So yeah, very much looking forward to reading that. Next up, second last issue of the pile is issue 7 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira. Juan Ferreira. Okay, so the artwork's going to be great. I don't know about the storyline. Issue 5 was a bit of a dud for me. Wasn't a whole lot of action in there. But a new story arc begins here. So might be the perfect jumping on point. But for some people, it might be the perfect jumping off point. Not for me. I'm going to continue with the Turtles. Yeah, when a Turtle book comes out, I've got to buy it. So, yeah, maybe I'm a bit of a tragic, but I am enjoying this series for the most part, except for issue 5. And yeah, that's why this is the penultimate issue, the one well, it's not the one that's on the top of my pile. This one is. It's issue 12 of X-Men. And honestly, the only reason I bought this is obviously Alpha Flight. Now, the X-Men, yeah, I can take them or leave them. But when it comes to Alpha Flight, when they're in a book, I'm snapping it up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're a cameo, like in the background or doing whatever. If they're in the book, I'm going to buy it. Because I just love Alpha Flight. I have every single issue that's come out. I love the cast. But for my money, it's Sasquatch. My favorite character of the team. But I don't think he's in this series, or this issue at least. But I do have to take it home and read it to get the full story. But yeah, I saw this on the shelf. This wasn't part of my standing order. I had the stuff ready to pick up, and then I went to the shelf and I thought, okay, I'll just get one. I'll just get one book. And it was a toss-up between Iron Man, because it had Iron Man and Ironheart on the cover, and it's like, yeah, okay, that kind of looks cool, but okay, it's Alpha Flight. It has to be Alpha Flight. So I picked this one up and I left Iron Man on the shelf. Maybe next week I'll get it, but I do have a lot to read, and Iron Man's not on my standing order. But Marvel, I tell you what, guys, if you have an Alpha Flight series on the regular, this boy is going to pick them up. So that is the video for tonight or today. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you wish to. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, as always, for sticking with me, and I'll catch you next one.